I bet you have ever experienced reading a passage and suddenly you come across a word that you are not familiar with, and you're probably finding yourself in a dilemma whether you should stop reading and look up the word in a dictionary or should you just go on reading. Hello, welcome to the first week of Reading for General Purposes. I'm super excited to have you here. This week, we'll be sharing some tips to guess the meaning of unknown or unfamiliar words. You see, in reading, the number of vocabulary does matter. If your vocabulary and background knowledge on a certain reading topic is rich, comprehension will come your way. The thing is, even when you feel that you know a lot of words, there's always one, two, or more words that you are not familiar with. So, when you're reading and you come across a word that you do not know, what do you do? Do you stop and take out your dictionary to look up the word? Do you skip it and move on? Well, a dictionary is certainly a useful tool and has its place, particularly when an exact meaning of a word is needed. For example, when you are reading an emergency treatment procedure to a patient and you find a word that you do not know, you can't risk a person's life by guessing the meaning of that word, or worse, skipping the word. But in many cases, reading is not a life and death situation. When you are reading a pretty complicated text, it will be very time consuming to stop and look up the definition of all your unknown words. Also, this will stop the flow of your reading pace and have a negative impact on your comprehension. Now, to skip it and move on is not always a huge problem. If it's just one word, you might be able to skip it and still understand the passage as a whole. But if the problem occurs again in a more complicated passage, you could skip enough word and move on and find yourself saying, "What did I just read? What was that all about?" If there are too many words you do not know, or if that one word you keep skipping is the topic and thus part of your main idea, you could be in big trouble. So, the best thing to do when you come across a word that you do not know is to use vocabulary and context skills. Context refers to the words, sentences, and language that surround your unknown word. Now, a textbook authors are sometimes kind enough to provide you with definition of unknown words. For example, textbook authors know that you are being introduced to lots of new and important key terms and phrases. So they put those words in bold or italize them, and then they just simply give you the definition. But this doesn't always happen. In that case, when you are not given the definition, you can use examples, synonyms, antonyms, and the general sense of the passage or inference to help you figure out unknown words. In the next video, each of these clues will be detailed and examples will be given. So watch the next videos carefully and study the handout. See you!